Hey guys, long time no see. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a brush decluttering. As you can see, I have way too many brushes. This is like a little e.l.f. 3-section brush holder, and then I have like a Talenti ice cream container and a little mason jar full of brushes. Then these are all the brushes that are in my, like, a drawer. So we're just gonna get started with these. First, I just want to kind of go through what these brushes are. I'm actually going to zoom in the camera a little bit. First things first, hi. This is my little e.l.f. brush holder, and in it I have eye brushes in this compartment, and then these are like foundation and powder brushes. Oh, this isn't supposed to be in here. These are all like face brushes, contour, highlight, and blush, really. So contour, highlight, blush. These are like powder and foundation, eye brushes. These were originally just my Morphe blue handled brushes with the pink bristles. And then I got some vintage makeup brushes that like are in there, and then some crown brushes. So we're just gonna go through all of this. To get started, I'm just gonna like move these for a minute. We have these little minis. So these are my eyebrow brushes. I have one from Anastasia Beverly Hills that I just got from one of my lovely friends for birthday, so I'm gonna keep this. This is another eyebrow brush, the Brow Gal by Tonya Crooks, I'm gonna keep. This is my only lip brush. It's a Sonia Kashuk like retractable lip brush, so I'm gonna keep this. And this is a L'Oreal like liner brush I feel no need for, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to put the get rid of to my left, the keeps on my right, and at the end we'll go through everything. And then this is a travel brush set from Luxie Brushes that I got in BoxyCharm that I am going to keep because I do get a lot of use out of these and I enjoy them. So those are staying. Alright, I'm going to dump everything out, check the camera, and come right back. Hold on. Okay, this may look a little bit ridiculous, and that's because it is. If you see my legs throughout this video, sorry. These are all of my brushes. Like, who needs this many brushes? Not me. There's some brushes in here that I haven't seen in a really long time. So, we're going to get going and separate these out by category. So we're going to start with face brushes. Mainly, you know, foundation and powder. So foundation and powder brushes coming first. These are foundation and powder brushes, the ones that I can obviously find. So we're going to go through these. First off, I have two of these Bare Minerals Perfecting Face Brushes. I don't even like these. One of them is brand new, still has the little plastic thing attached, and this one is old, and I don't even use this foundation anymore, so I'm going to get rid of both of these. I have this Wet n Wild flat. This is obviously used a lot. It's a flat foundation brush. It is literally the exact same brush as this Morphe one. And I honestly prefer the Wet n Wild one, so I'm going to get rid of the Morphe and keep the Wet n Wild. This Bare Minerals, what is this? The Full Flawless Face Brush. It's like a natural bristle brush. I know Bare Minerals is cruelty free. It's like coming loose right here, and I just never use it. I haven't seen it in a long time. So I'm going to get rid of that as well. Whew, this is where it gets tough. So this Morphe MB2 brush, I mean, this is nice. I don't know what I'd use this for, though. I think I'm going to get rid of this. Between these two brushes, I have the Morphe MB5 brush, and then this is like a random wooden one that I got at like a Ross. I really like this brush for sweeping stuff out from the under eye and kind of blending my blush, contour, highlight together, so I'm going to keep that one. I'm not sure about this Morphe one, so I'm going to put that one off to the side to like deal with later. I have this angled like brush, and it's like really big. If you see, it's like kind of fat, big, I don't know, and it's like already coming loose here, and I've used it like once or twice. There's no reason. The Morphe M439 foundation brush is amazing. I'm definitely going to keep that one. The Morphe MB1 is my favorite all over the face brush for setting powder. It is so big, fluffy, and soft. It is great for applying powder all over, so I'm going to keep that. The Crown brushes, like this like almost Artiste dupe brush, I'm going to keep. I like this is really great for really, really thick foundations or waterier foundations. I mean, it works for everything, but I love it for thick foundations like the Hourglass Vanish Foundation Stick, while like the Morphe one is better for like medium or like looser consistency because it doesn't absorb a lot of product, even though it looks like it. Okay. This is where it gets tough. I don't need this Morphe flat. Oh no, this is the e.l.f. powder brush. I don't need this. It's a flat top powder brush. No need for that. Between these two, the e.l.f. powder brush, this is actually the e.l.f. complexion brush, and the Morphe like blue and pink one, I'm going to keep the pretty one. I think the e.l.f. one is actually a bit nicer than the Morphe one, to be honest, but they both work the same, and I'm going to keep the pretty one. That may sound awful, but whatever. Okay, this Crown brush, I like using it for setting my under eye. I do have another brush that I use for setting my under eye, but this one is so nice and soft, and it has like multiple uses. So you can use it to apply powder under your eye, you can apply some highlight under your eye or to targeted zones, or you can use it for like contour and blush. So I really like the versatility of this brush. It's great for traveling, so I'm going to keep it. And I decided I'm going to get rid of this Morphe MB5 stipple brush. I don't use stipple brushes all that often, and the one I have I really like, so that's gone. Alright, let's pull in like the face brushes, stuff for like blush, contour, and highlight. Alright, so now we have a lot of powder brushes. What is this? Oh, that's something. Oh, we'll put that here. I'm gonna pull in some concealer brushes as well, just because I see one in there, and why not just, you know, make it a party. Okay, it's a party now. So, let's just kind of like show you everything here. I don't foresee myself getting rid of too many of these like I did in the last category, but we'll see. This Morphe MB33 fan brush is awesome and beautiful, but it's just like way too big for me, so I'm going to get rid of this. And instead, I'm going to keep the Crown Brushes Jumbo Kabuki fan brush. It has like a couple hairs that are stray and going wonky, but I really like it otherwise. And I think once I wash it, those hairs will go back in place. If they don't, I'll just trim them. It's a really gorgeous fan brush though. Brushes that kind of look similar. Let's just straight up say it. Do I need all three of these brushes? No, absolutely not. Okay, so let's get like really down to business with these three. I'm gonna pull these off to the side real quick. This is the Estetica, what is this? The P12 brush. Estetica P12 brush. The Real Techniques blush brush, and this is the Royal & Magnical Moda Pro pointed blush brush. I really enjoy how this brush applies blush because it's like nice dual fiber and it is really soft. I find that this works really well with more firm blushes. The Estetica brush, I like using it to contour. It has a really nice like pointed tip at the top, and it is really, really soft and not too floopy or too firm. It's like the perfect mixture, and it is a really nice brush. I'm definitely going to keep the Estetica one. Like, I just know myself, that's staying. Between these two, this is more of a pointed brush. It has like, if you can look, if you can see, it comes to way more of a point right here than the Real Techniques brush. The Real Techniques brush just kind of like is a dome, while this one is a point. And I really enjoy both of them. I get a lot of use out of both of them. I'm gonna keep both of them. This is really good for like more loosely packed blushes or even loose pigments, and this is really good for firmly packed blushes. So yeah, keep them both. Wonderful job, Dana. So great. Okay, highlighting brushes. I have so many. Do I need that many highlighting brushes? Heck no. So let's attempt to pare them down and maybe get somewhere with it. Okay. I think this is all that I actually use for highlighting. Okay, I don't have as many as I thought I did. I have 5. So first off, the Morphe M501. I'm definitely going to keep this. I really enjoy how this brush applies highlight, especially more firmly pressed glittery highlights. I find that it really blends into the skin really well. This Anastasia A23 brush. I just got this one, and it is, oh, is that a loose hair? I don't know. I think there is a loose hair, but it could be imagining things. My hands are covered in highlight now. I thought I'd clean this one, but I just got this one for my birthday from a friend, and I really enjoy it. It is one of the best highlighting brushes I have found so far, and yeah, I'm not letting go of this anytime soon. This Crown highlighting fan brush, I just don't like this. It's like really flimsy, floopy, ugh. It doesn't apply my highlight as well as I like, so bye! The e.l.f. highlighting brush is really, really nice, and I like having drugstore options for my channel. This is also the Milani All Over Blending Brush. This is really nice for, I mainly use it for highlight. It does look pretty similar, just compared to the Anastasia brush. It is a little bit more thick this way than the Anastasia one. If you can see, they're a little, this one's a little bit fatter. This is a bit softer than the Anastasia one, so if you like really, really soft brushes, this is it. It doesn't apply highlight as nicely, but I do enjoy this for under eye settings, setting my eyes, or, you know, highlighting my face in a really, really light way. I enjoy this brush a lot, and I like having drugstore options, so I'm definitely going to keep this one. This e.l.f. one, I really don't get use out of, because I'm going to reach for a Morphe one before I reach for this. But let's tackle this monster. Sorry if my legs are in it again, whatever. I don't even think there's a good way of going about this. Yeah, let's try to separate them. I'm going to try to separate them into like blenders and things like that. So just watch out while I organize, I guess. I think I just scooted my legs even more into the shot. I'm really stupid. What is that? I haven't even seen some of these brushes in like, I don't know, years it feels like. What the heck are these? Oh, I feel like it took me 2 years to find my blending brushes, but here they are. So right off the bat, I'm just going to pull out what I know I can't live without, and that is, number one, this Morphe, what is this, the R37 brush. This applies color so beautifully in the crease. It buffs it out wonderfully, and I know a lot of influencers rave about Morphe brushes. I don't think they're the best in the world, but I think this brush, I spent $10 at Morphe and got 2 brushes, so I think this brush was around $4 or $5, and you really can't beat the price. Yeah, the quality isn't the greatest, and like I already have a couple hairs like splaying out here, and I'm sure it's gonna fall apart in a like 7 to 10 washes, but you know, I'm gonna enjoy it while I have it, and this is a good brush. I'm keeping it. The next one I think I'm going to keep is the Royal & Langnickel Moda Pro brush, crease brush. This is great for, again, buffing everything out into the crease and blowing it way out, while the Morphe one you can be a little bit more precise with. This one you just can throw it everywhere, so definitely keeping this one. Between these two, the Morphe and the Wet n Wild one, they're really very similar. I mean, the Morphe one is a bit more densely packed than the Wet n Wild one, and it is a bit more flexible, but I do enjoy the Wet n Wild one a little bit more, so I'm going to keep Wet n Wild, get rid of Morphe. It's the third time I've said that in this video. This Morphe brush, this is the second one I bought that day. The M562 is a really tiny blending brush I like using in my outer corner when I'm applying dark colors. That's why it needs to be washed. I used it today, and it's really easy. It makes it easy to do a cut crease or a halo eye because of how tiny these bristles are, and I can really be very precise with where I put my color. So keeping it back. This is the Morphe MB17. It's like a, I don't know, like a stippling brush for your eyes. I don't understand it. It's going. This Morphe M441 brush I do enjoy a lot, and it does buff out colors really nicely in the crease, and I like using it for deeper crease work, and it is a natural bristle brush, so I don't know if it's actually natural or if it's like made to look natural. I'm going to keep it anyway. It's probably going to fall apart in like 2 more washes anyway, and I want to get as much use out of it as possible since I did purchase it, so gonna keep that. I love this Vintage Cosmetics. It's called For the Shadow, Step 2 for the shadow. It is great at blending shadows out. I didn't think I was gonna like it because it's like a tapered, like it's slanted. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it as much as I do, but I really do. This brush I got in like a brush set at Ross. There's a couple other brushes in the set I really like. This one, I don't know. It doesn't apply shadow the way that like I think it should, so I'm getting rid of it. These two, I have the Morphe blending brush and the e.l.f. one. The e.l.f. one's just a bit too big and like, I don't know. I mean, it's okay, but I have another one I want to keep more than this one. And I really enjoy this Morphe one, so I'm going to keep that. Let's go back into the pile. This brush is for lashes and eyebrows, and I'm going to keep it. It's the Morphe MB22 I'm going to keep. Okay, I think this Estetica brush set, I'm going to keep the entire thing up. I really like this spoolie brush. It is really nice. This is a really tiny like eyeliner brush. And then this is another nice like gel liner brush. And this is great. It's a thicker angled brush. I don't know if you can tell. It's really difficult. I don't know where my camera is. But it is a thicker brush, but it is really nice. Let's look at these 2 Vintage Cosmetics ones. Okay, let me pull out some like comparisons just to see if I really like have a problem, which we know I do. This is more just me showing you guys why I'm doing this, because okay. What is the difference between these 7 brushes here? There's not much of one, honestly. And between these 3, there's not much of one either. So it really comes down to what I prefer. And these are 2 Up and Up brushes. They are really nice, and I honestly like this smaller one more than the bigger one. So I'm going to get rid of the bigger one for sure. I'm not sure about this one yet, though. This Crown Brushes one is really nice to apply stuff in the crease. Cleans up really nicely. I'm definitely going to keep this one, but I'm also going to set over in the maybe, just to be a little bit safe. These 2 Royal and Langnickel ones I'm not getting rid of. I love these so much. This Morphe one can go. This Morphe one can go. I'm going to keep the 2 Vintage Cosmetics ones because I don't think I've gotten enough use out of them. I've only used them a few times. I really enjoy them. I'm just going to keep these 2. And this one, another one from that brush set. I don't like how this applies shadow, so it's going to go. Wow, go me. I'm going to keep all, so out of like that category, there were 7, 8, and 10. I kept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Okay. Next, I'm just gonna go through. These are all like my really small brushes, really. Oh, this one should have gone in the last category. And actually, between the Crown and the Wet n Wild, they're so freaking similar. I'm gonna keep the Crown. Get rid of Wet n Wild. Yay, go me. Go me. It's not my birthday, but I'm acting like it is. Okay. I'm such a dork. Let me pull out these angled brushes because I already kept one and I don't need this many. Don't look at this pile, look at these. These are all my angled like eyeliner brushes. This Morphe one does go really thin. It just needs to be washed. It's like holding a lot of product right now. This Wet n Wild one is the same way, but I'm gonna get rid of this. Maybe, I don't know, that's a maybe. I'm definitely gonna get rid of the e.l.f. one. It does not go thin enough. And this Morphe one, I really like it. This one's definitely staying. It's super thin. Between these two, I am more keen to keep the Wet n Wild one just because I've never had a Wet n Wild brush like break up on me, and these Morphe ones tend to break. Let me look at them up close real quick, sorry. On second glance, the Morphe one is just slightly thinner, so I'm going to get rid of the Wet n Wild and keep the Morphe one. Okay, so I'm going to look at these three blue Morphe brushes. They're so weird. Okay, I'm going to keep none of them. I don't need three weirdly flat paddle brushed. I'm going to keep the smallest one actually now that I think about it because this will be great for under my brows. So I'm going to keep the smallest one, get rid of the other two because there's no reason for them. And because of that, I'm going to get rid of this really small one I thought I was going to keep for under my brows. And this really small one. Look at that. I don't need a million brushes to do the same thing. MB19, gone. I'm definitely keeping the e.l.f. contour brush. I really like this for under my eyes when I'm not using the really small blender. This is just this regular sponge tip applicator I like using. I have like eyelash glue on it, like shadows. I apply glitters with this, so I'm going to keep that. This Morphe MB18 brush I kind of use in conjunction with this e.l.f. one when I want something a bit more pointed, so I'm going to wait. I see this Crown one that's basically the same thing and I'd rather keep the Crown. In that same vein, the Morphe MB27 is a nice, I like using this to apply really targeted shadow on the lower lash line, like super targeted. And where's that one I just threw over here? This one can kind of do that. Oh my god, this one's also the same exact brush. I'm keeping the Crown. This one, however, is basically a crappier version of the other Morphe brush that I got, so I'm going to get rid of this one. This Morphe one is a really thin, like, liner brush, kind of like the Aesthetica one that I have. But I think I prefer the Aesthetica one. I'm trying to find it. It's so tiny. Where is it? There it is. Oh yeah, I like the Aesthetica one more. This angled brush, I'm going to get rid of too thick. These two Wet n Wild ones, I am going to keep this one because I like using this for under eye concealer, and I know I kept that Morphe one, where is it, for the same purpose, but this one's a bit bigger, so I'm going to keep that one. And this one, I don't love how this applies, so we're going to get rid of that. Alright, and finally, let's show you what I'm keeping. This is everything I'm keeping. This is everything I'm getting rid of. I think that's pretty good. I mean, I'm going to put everything in its place and show you like what the containers look like. So let me just move. Start by putting them back in this e.l.f. container. It's dusty, but I'm not really in the mood. I'm going to set it up the same way with blush, bronzer, contour, highlight, face and powder, and eye brushes. So let's get going. On second thought, I'm going to put foundation and concealer brushes in here just to like separate that out a bit more. Because right now, there's a bit too much. So, oh, that is freeing up a lot of space. Okay, so this is the final look. This is my e.l.f. container. Oh, okay, these two went in the wrong section. So I have, oh my gosh. I'm actually going to adjust a bit. I'm actually going to put foundation and concealer brushes in here and powder brushes in here. Just because I have fewer powder brushes than I do foundation and concealer brushes, but I have like so few now. This is weird. I have the most blush, bronzer, and contouring brushes, but very excited about this. And then these brushes, they are keepers, but they go in different drawers. Like this goes, the Luxie travel set and the lip brush go in my drawer with like my beauty tools, and then these two go in my eyebrow drawer. So I think we did a great job. Thank you guys for joining me on this decluttering. And yeah, I'll see you in my next declutter. Bye.